planning a vacation to Paris as if running down my son were nothing. As if he were some stray dog that you would leave dying on the side of the road.
Sorry.
You know what? We begged Kiefer to stay away from you. We warned him that your father was a criminal and he belonged in prison and that you were the very last girl he ever should be seen with, but he wouldn't listen. He loved you and now he's dead because of you.
Mrs. Bauer, that's enough.
You know what? You guys are quite the team. First you lie about Kiefer beating you up and then you kill him.
How long do you have to stay here?
Well, the judge isn't very happy with me.
So the prosecution can force a little kid to testify, but you're not allowed to stop it.
You know what? I'd do it all over again, but unfortunately that judge can run that courtroom however he sees fit. I don't know, probably here for the night or something.
I just think it's ridiculous that you're here in a jail cell while Sonny's probably at his restaurant having a nice meal with a glass of wine.
Well, it's all about the change.
Well, you have a right to be upset. I mean, you were just protecting your little brother. Sonny is the one who bludgeoned his wife to death, and you're the one they put in jail? Don't you feel a little betrayed?
I never intended for Morgan to get involved in this trial.
You never intended for a child to get hurt.
That's right.
And that makes you a hypocrite. Because Sonny's been saying that for years.
I'm prepared to plead you down to involuntary manslaughter if you plead guilty to 5 counts of RICO violations. RICO has mandatory prison time, as you must know. You'd be looking at 10 years with a possible parole of 5. You'd be out from under those Claudia Corinthos charges, and none of your children would ever have to testify.
I loved Kiefer. I didn't want him to get hurt. He felt terrible about hitting me, and that's why I didn't tell anyone.
You didn't tell anyone because it never happened.
Not having this conversation.
Okay, and why aren't you in jail?
It was an accident.
Oh, that's right. That's what your boyfriend, the
He is
police
my
commissioner,
friend.
told me. Anyone else who had ran over a teenage boy, fled the scene, failed to dial 911, you haven't even been charged with anything.
Mrs. Bauer, I'm sure that I will be. In the meantime, I can assure you I'm not going anywhere.
Well, I just heard you planning a trip out of the country. My son is not even in the ground yet. You will not get away with this.
It was an accident.
Oh, that's right.
It was an accident because I was driving my daughter to the hospital
accidentally ran
after
over my
your
son.
beat her for the second time.
And then you accidentally failed to dial 911. And then you accidentally stood around here in the hospital, full well knowing that Kiefer was out there in the cold, dying. You watched how Kiefer suffered and died in that emergency room.
Be as
He was
upset
scared.
with me
He was
as
in
you
pain.
want, and I don't blame you. You cannot have this conversation in
Kiefer
front
would be
of her.
alive if your mother had just called for an ambulance.
Can somebody please come in here?
Listen, how could you even do this to my son? Even if he hurt your daughter, which he did not, he liked you.
Maya!
He admired you. And he genuinely loved your daughter, even though we did our best to dissuade him.
Can somebody
None of
please
this would have
help?
happened if you had just left our son alone.
Hey, whatever's going on here, it's over.
You killed my son. Deliberately and with malice. You will be held accountable.
Maya, please get her out.
You know, being here in the cell reminded me of why I wanted to be a cop in the first place. The law's not perfect, but it's the best system we got. Sure beats the alternative. And what do you expect the judge to do? He just can't have people storming his courtroom.
Well, you should have never let Morgan testify.
I wish that kid never saw me get taken away in cuffs. Just gotta tell him one day that, you know, that when this is all over, that the law is something good. You know, maybe he can grow up and be a judge or a lawyer and make the system better than it is now.
You're amazing.
I know what it's like to grow up without a father. And the way this trial's going, Morgan's gonna lose his, and that's gonna be my responsibility. I don't know, help him. Be a big brother.
He's lucky to have you. You're becoming more like Sonny every day. I mean, you are. You want something, and you go after it no matter who gets hurt.
Right.
And you're always right, and everybody else, especially me, is always wrong.
Of course.
You're working the system, Jax, just like Sonny, and my kids are getting hurt. Morgan blames himself for sending Dante to prison. And he keeps reassuring me and Jason that he's never going to tell anybody the truth about Michael. He shouldn't have to reassure me about anything. It's my job to reassure him. And if Sonny gets convicted, Morgan's going to blame himself, and that is 100% your fault.
All right, Claire crossed the line today. I'm going to have it taken off the case.
She's not going anywhere, Jax. Claire smells a win. So does her boss, and let's be honest, so do you.
Never thought that you would pull a stunt like this.
At least Sonny and Jason own what they do. You, man, you're always so surprised.
You know what? I'm trying to save my family. And you just refuse to see that.
My family and I have had just about enough saving from you that we can stand. Michael isn't hiding because of you. You're responsible for Morgan being traumatized in court today. And Jocelyn, let's talk about her. She's gonna grow up without her parents living underneath the same roof at a time when she needs us the most. But you know what? You want to destroy Sonny, so good for you. And you just may do it. You just may do it. But you also may destroy the people you claim to love.
The murder charges would go away. You'd serve 5 years, give or take. And you'd be out in time for Morgan's high school graduation.
Don't say Morgan's name to me after what you did to him in court.
Do you want the deal or not?
I know what's going on. Jack's threatened to pull you off the case because you crossed the line with Morgan. Now you're coming to come in here, get any kind of deal you can, so you don't have a loss on your record.
I never wanted to drag young children into this.
But you did. Because you're so desperate to win. If you had any children of your own, Miss Walsh, you would understand what you did today. You caused a lot of pain to a little boy, all because you wanted to win.
I would prefer not to use your children, but if I have to, I will. So what's it gonna be? Deal or no deal?